All right. I am late. I apologize. Life just happens, you know, and not always in the way you want it. Things are good. It doesn't matter. So, let's see. I need to move some things around. I had them. I've got some progress here. Let me see if I can get this in a better position for anyone who wishes to see. I can move that up a little bit and move this over a little bit. There you go, just a little bit more. That's pretty good, I guess. So, oh my goodness, look who's here. Hey, nice to see you. I almost didn't make it today. I had lunch, and then I said, boy, I'm tired. I'm going to lay down for a little bit. And I'm laying there, and I said, oh my God, it's Friday. I'm supposed to be online right now. So I'm glad you're here, and good to see you. So let's see where we are here. So I've done some work. Right? Let me change this up just a little bit more, maybe. Let's see. Maybe I'll even do this a little bit. Get you a little better view here. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. There we go. That's a pretty good shot. So, this is where we are right now. And you can see I've done quite a bit of work. Let's see, let me get that that light a little bit off there. Yeah, I think that's better. All right, so we've got a few things going on here. What have I done? So down here, this was done I think a couple weeks ago. And so for the past few days, I've been working in this section here. So you can see I've got some new stuff around the windows. This is all looking like metal now. I've got the lights all painted in. There's no blank. Actually, there's a spot right there that I haven't painted anything on yet, and maybe in the letters. Yeah, I've got the walls are all done. I've started repainting the posters and some of the signage here. I'm just cruising along, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about where things are. I'm going to keep the camera right where it's at. Maybe I'll point it down a little bit because it's a little too high for me at the moment, but I'll fix that. So I'm going to keep this right where it is. And I'm going to try to move this camera down just a little bit. Loosen it a little bit. There we go. A little bit more. All right. That's okay, I guess. So what's new with you? Glad to see you. So excited to have some company. I don't know how long you're going to be here, but whatever it is all good with me. This is a little close feeling, isn't it? Let me move this back. Boy, I'm rearranging stuff left and right here, just because I can. Move that down a little bit. There we go. That way I can see what I'm working on. There we go. And that way you can also see what I'm working on. My palette is a mess right now. Most of this is all dried up, but that's okay. All right, so what should we work on now? That's kind of where I'm struggling at the moment, as I'm trying to figure out where I should be moving to next. I need to do the ceiling here and maybe this ridge, and I need to do the platform area here. I think those are the two spaces that I want to work on next, really, and that's all I can say about that, I guess. So I'm going to work on the platform for now, just because it's in a better position to work at. I would need to move that down. I don't want to rearrange anything else right now. So let's mix some colors. I don't even know if I need new colors at the moment or not. I've got a hot mess right here. I'm tempted to just turn this off. I don't know if that's too dark though. That's too dark for me. I can't see a thing like that. All right, let me get a brush. And let's see, I'm going to go for a slightly bigger brush here. I think, methinks, I might even go for a flat brush to start with. I like this one. Let's start with that one. Clean that off. Oh, you're seeing my phone here. We don't need that in the shot. Right, let's move that out of the way. I need to replace my water there. It's getting pretty brown. It's a pretty shade of brown. So, many things are new. Talking about art stuff, been asked to make some designs for stickers and posters. Sweet. Very exciting. Absolutely. So let's see here. I'm going to take some white. I'll put it right in here. And a little bit of black. Let's see where we are. So I'm going to do that cement area there. And let's see where this gets us to start. So this is going to be like this area here. I've got a bunch of paint that needs to be kind of fixed. And if we look at let me see if I can bring this over a little bit so you can kind of see what we're talking here. That's kind of nice. A little, I don't know if that's too low though. Let's see if you can see that. Whatever. Anyways, instead of wasting time. Well, that's exciting. This is all shaken now. Need some brown in there. Let's see. I'm going to go for. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. I need some new. Clearly, I need some new paint in there. My paint is all dried up. So I'll put some new burnt umber and raw umber. Remember, the burnt umber is warm, the raw umber is cool. And when you paint with it, you'll know what that means. So let's try a little bit of the burnt umber first. Let's see what that makes that look like up against the canvas. It's not bad actually, a little darker though. That's actually a pretty good color, I think, to start with. And then we'll lighten it up. So we're gonna go, it's going to be dark along the top edge of that and get lighter as it goes down. So let's get a little linseed oil on that. I might need to mix more, but that's fine. Good place to start. I hate when I bump that all the time. Switch. No, I did switch. There we go. Let me pull this down so I don't knock my painting off the easel. I was thinking I might need to get a new easel sometime soon, because I'm going to be working with some bigger canvases, and they'll fit on this, but it'd be nice to have something bigger. We'll see how that goes. And we have another friend here, it looks like. Welcome. So I'm just going to kind of repaint this section, Got a big fat 10 millimeter. This is a synthetic sable. Hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing. I can't really see what I'm doing because this is not pointing in a good spot here for me. Let's try that out. Let's try that. Let's make sure that that's not like creating some kind of crazy glare for you. It's kind of creating a crazy glare for me. Yep, I don't like that where it is. I want the light, but I don't want the glare, right? And I need this line to be fairly straight. Hopefully my head's not completely in the way. I'm just following the line of the color that I painted above this. I can fix this a little bit more later on. If it's a little crooked, that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that a little bit after. That's okay. All right, so now I've got that. I'm just gonna paint a little bit more here. It is a popular day to be online, apparently. Welcome. So my name's Jason, and you know, I'm an artist and working on being doing this full time at some point in my life. Getting older, getting tired of my job, and I really like to paint. So, well, I'm making little mistakes all over the place, but that's okay. All mistakes can be fixed. And part of it is I've got this glare on this thing. I think it's because of the angle that I've decided to put this thing at. It's my own fault. Let's see here. So, feel free to chat, say hi, or just hang out if you want. So, I've got a plan for the next year, I think. And I'm going to try to finish this painting up in... It's possible I could do it in the next week. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes. That's an ambitious goal right there. Let's see, what am I looking at here? That is a very ambitious goal. But I really don't have a lot more to do, so it might not be as bad as I think it is. So I've been painting for a long time, and it just feels like I'm at the point where I've learned enough, I've been around the world enough, and it's time to dive in, you know. Let's see. I gotta look at my reference here. Get that a little closer, maybe. All right. So we've got these pipes here that they should come down and go into the pavement a little bit, but there's also a bunch of rust around them. So I don't think it's that important yet. because I'll paint that rust in afterwards. So I'm going to start reaching out to galleries later on this year, and as soon as I'm done with this painting, I am going to hit it hard in terms of the painting. This painting is a little too detailed for what I want to do. I spent a number of weeks working on it, and quite honestly, it sat doing nothing for, a couple of years maybe. Sat in the corner, and that's not a good thing for a painting. It doesn't paintings that sit in the corner don't like to get done. And this one definitely wants to get done. At least I want to get it done, right? So I'll fix those. There's some squiggly lines up there, but I still have to get that. There's a little gray piece on each section there. I still have to get that finalized too. So I'll come back and go over that a little bit too. All right. So this is the first part of this. Now I've got to lighten up that. I've got to lighten up that bottom half there. So let's go back to my palette. And we're going to work with the same color. We're just going to add a bunch of white to it and see what happens. That might be too light, but let's see. So that's going to go right in there. It might not be bad. It's going to go right down there. I'm gonna try that out, see how that works for me. You add a little bit of linseed oil. All right, let's try to get this line nice and straight if I can. Switch. Switch. I might have to change brushes. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I need a brush that I can get a better point with, so I can get that line a little nicer. Let's see what we got here. It's a Series 7? Yeah, it is a Series 7. It looks all messed up though. I don't know if that's still good or not. Let's see if it's still good. Be ashamed to ruin that. Ah, that one's done. That one is done. All right. I'll just get that out of my house. All right. So, given that, what number is that? This is 7. I got a 6 here. Maybe we'll use this 6 here. Let me try that. Clean it off. Get myself a little linseed oil on there. Right? I just don't think I got enough paint here. All right, let's see how that works. That's better. I like that nice wide brush, but it was having a hard time painting straight lines with it. This one seems to be following my directions much better. Yep, much better. So I think I've got a solid understanding of kind of what I want to paint. It's similar to what I'm doing here, but I'm going to be doing it much faster, much more deliberate in terms of, you know, not just painting one painting, doing a bunch of paintings. And, you know, essentially spending only a couple of weeks on each one. I'm not going to take months to finish them, which means I have to learn how to work quickly. I have to use a lot more paint. And those are some things that I'm not used to doing. I'm used to taking my time, but I need to treat my time, and I think that's the key. I need to treat my time as if my livelihood depends on it. Because it will. I'm determined to make that happen. And part of me is already kind of feeling like I've been able to speed up lately. I'm sitting at my canvas a lot more often, and I'm getting through much larger areas than I normally would have. And there's a few things that have helped me excuse me, that have helped me figure out how to do that. And one of those things is certainly get to work, right? You can't produce work if you don't get to work. So I took a nap earlier, forgetting, you know, what day it was. And that kind of slowed me down today. But I took the nap because I want to work more tonight. So I needed more paint here. Yeesh, that's a little not brown enough. There we go. So even though I kind of goofed earlier, I'm going to make it up later, and I'm going to hit this again later tonight after work is done. Alright, so now I gotta fill that in. and then blend it in. Even that stroke right there, that might have taken me a full hour to do before. I'm moving so much faster, picking the right brushes, getting paint on the canvas quick, making decisions quick, and taking the time to step back and make decisions about what I'm doing here. So I'm just blending here. I'm really excited to get going on my new paintings because it's going to be fun. You know, it's going to be fun to paint. It's not going to be so tedious. And I really enjoy the tedious work. So that's why it's a big change for me. Alright, that's looking better. Alright, let's look at that real quick. Oh, I'm on the wrong shoot. Sitting there painting that on the wrong. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of variety here. I'm going to change this. I got to stand. I got to stand up here. Sometimes you just got to stand. Move this over. Been sitting down too much with this, and it's not always good. I got to turn this to the side a little bit. I know. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I'm doing it because I can't see what I'm working on, and that is not a good thing, right? Switch my camera real quick. There we go. All right. We can do this. We can do this. How much time do I got? Really don't have any time, but that's okay. I'm going to take the time and I'll deal with it after with work. All right, that's good. Now I can see everything. Hopefully you can see everything. All right. We good? I think we're good. See, it's hard to do these things sometimes. All right. You can't see a thing from that camera though. That's all right. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna look at it from this fun camera. There's the angle that you're gonna see. So let me get some paint going here. Get these. This one I'm gonna wash off. And is it better for you maybe? I don't know. Maybe that'll work. All right, how's this angle? How's that angle working for you? Is that okay? All right. Nobody's watching me now because I'm spending too much time going back and forth with stuff, right? So let's get back to here, and I'm just gonna, I didn't even clean this brush off. That's okay, I don't need it cleaned off. I'm gonna take it just like that, and I'm just gonna play around in here a little bit. Part of me wants, you know what, I'm gonna add a little bit more of raw umber in there too. So I'm going to add a little bit of both. want it to look kind of dirty-ish, maybe even a little black. A dirty color. There we go. All right, so we're just going to try to dirty this up just a little bit. And we'll have to see, I'll have to see how much I might have to wait a little bit to let this dry, but at least I'm kind of checking it out. Yeah, I might have to let this dry. All right. Yep. Just blend that out a little bit. That's not really what I want. So a couple things are going on here. I've got this wet edge that I don't want to push up any further. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of that. Let me do a little bit more, because I kind of liked how that blended out so nice there. Right? I kind of like how that does that. And I keep looking over at my reference photo there, and that's not too shabby. Again, I'll fix anything that I dribble into that gray line there afterwards. So you got to imagine that there's a lot of people going back and forth on this platform all day long, right? And every shoe mark, every scuff mark, every bit of mud gets tracked on this all day long. So you gotta paint in that wear and tear. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to kind of emphasize that dirtiness, right? This platform hasn't been clean or look clean in probably decades, so all right. Now I'm just fiddling. All right. I think that's where I'm going to stop today. I was hoping to get a little further, but you know, it is what it is. I can't be messing around too much with stuff. So that's where we are today. I think it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna have to go in later tonight. I'll probably go in with those gray lines and I'll straighten those out again, and I'll get those color, because that gray color for those lines right there it's a little lighter, and there's also a bunch of little like crack marks and stuff in the cement. So I've got to get all that in there, and also on top of this, there's these little patches of fixed cement that I think I want to get in there too. I don't have to paint those, and so I'm toying with the thought of maybe not painting those, but we'll see. Anyways, that's where I'm going to end it for now. If you came to watch, then thank you. I appreciate that. Put that down. Oh, right in the paint. I'm a mess. Anyways, I got to get back to work. This was a short one. Hopefully you're happy where I'm going with this, and you come back again. As always, have a great day, have a great weekend, and happy painting. Thanks. Bye.